Hello, my friends. Matthew Loop here, best-selling author of Social Media Made Me Rich. Here's how it can do the same for you. I wanted to shoot this video before I head out to London tomorrow to go speak. I was invited out that way. Dr. Mike Reed is hosting a seminar called Prosperity UK. There's going to be tons of great speakers. And then after that event, we'll stay in London for a couple days and then head to Paris. Super, super excited about that. So hopefully if you're in the area, you're going to join us. But this is a topic that I wanted to shoot this for a long time because I see so many brands, entrepreneurs, business owners, chiropractors, and really the list goes on of people that do make this mistake. And this could potentially kill your credibility with any market that you're going into. I think, and I apologize because we're doing a lot of construction here in the office, one of my offices right now, so if you see people moving back and forth and in and out, paint on the walls, not finished, that's what it is. But I see so many people making this mistake, and it really can kill your credibility because sometimes, and I've been guilty of this in the past too, sometimes we post content from unfamiliar outlets and unfamiliar sources. Even if it may be true, we don't put ourselves in the shoes of a prospective customer, client, or patient enough. And here's what I mean. I'll use a specific example from an industry that I know pretty well, chiropractic. I love my fellow chiropractors, and there's tons of research out there to support the safety, the effectiveness of chiropractic as it relates to, improving your posture, improving your overall health, and of course, yes, decreasing aches and pains, but that's really just the small tip of the iceberg of what chiropractic is. But a lot of doctors, for example, will post stuff from sites that are unfamiliar to the public. I'm not going to say fake news sites because the news on these sites is not fake at all, but they're just unfamiliar. They don't have the credibility that a long-standing brand like ABC, Fox News, CNN would have. And another great point, there was a study that came out several years ago that talked about how chiropractic upper cervical work to the neck. There was several studies actually that showed a decrease in blood pressure through getting adjustments to the neck. It was a profound study, something that we chiropractors have seen in our offices for decades and decades, but it finally came out. And so what they did is they had a whole Today Show feature on this one thing. And maybe you saw it. If you did, show me you're listening, click the thumbs up and like. But if you saw that feature, you know that it was just great publicity and press for chiropractic on the Today Show, which has tens of millions of users or viewers every single day. Tens of millions of viewers every single day. That's a trusted credibility place. Now, after that, I saw many doctors that some did post that link to the credible source, but others were posting from different sites that were just unfamiliar. And I'm not going to say that they're not credible sites and sources. They're just unfamiliar to the public. So people don't take them seriously. You can apply this to any business, any brand, any product or services, but the reality is, even though you and I are smart enough to know that mainstream media outlets like CNN, Fox News, ABC, they carry fake news all the time. But the public perception of these outlets is that they're trusted and credible sources. So it's up to us really to find where these research studies, where the research lies, and point that out. Even if it's in a credible journal article, a lot of times I see, and again, I'll use doctors as an example, they won't take the article directly from PubMed, but they'll take it from an unknown site that has some good stuff. Maybe some stuff is a little bit sketchy, and so it really just decreases the effectiveness of the message. I hope that's really resonating with you and making sense because this can kill your brand. And as I said before, I've done this in the past, but it's important to obviously validate what you're posting. And then if you see an article like that, why not just go down to the resources section? Because most times they will link to a resource, whether it's a journal article or a credible organization in the public's eyes, and then you can go directly to that source and then pull from that source just so it makes you more accepted, easier, less resistance, less skepticism. So again, hopefully this resonates with you and you really take this to heart, but it's one of the biggest mistakes that I see many brands, entrepreneurs, doctors, professionals do when it comes to posting stuff online. Don't kill your credibility right off the get-go. You have to meet people on familiar ground in many cases, and this is one of those that I believe you do. So anyway, if you like this video, show me you're listening, give some thumbs up, and share this and tag a friend that you feel needs to hear this information. This is not what I say. I love to study psychology, human behavior, why people make the buying decisions that they make, and you realize there are certain rules, certain principles that influence buyer decisions. Now, if I were you, I would read everything that I could by Robert Cialdini, everything, because he's kind of laid out the science of buyer behavior. And if you understand that, you can apply that to any industry to make you appear more credible in the public's eyes, which decreases skepticism, increases trust, increases credibility, and makes people more likely to use your service or product. You could have the best service in the world, the best product, but if you can't actually lower that barrier of skepticism, build social proof, and get people to try it, to see what you do, to see the benefits, you're not going to change anyone's life. So again, hopefully you found some value out of this. Obviously, if you have some questions, leave them below. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And I don't claim to be anywhere near the definitive expert on buyer psychology, but I've done enough research and homework to know there are certain principles that influence people either way. Social Media Made Me Rich, my best-selling book, goes into many of those principles. So if you haven't downloaded that, certainly you can go to socialmediamademerich.com/gifts and download the first 6 chapters for free. Ryan, hey, what's up, brother? Robert Cialdini. I believe his last name is spelled Cialdini. Robert Cialdini. He wrote a book called Influence. Another book I co-authored, I believe it's called Yes. Several books, but it's going to be a good idea to certainly read those and apply them to either your chiropractic practice, your product, your service, whatever business that you have, because it will dramatically improve the results and the amount of people that you'll be able to help, because they'll be less skeptical, less cynical of your message. So anyway, hopefully you like this. I'm about to get on the phone with another coaching client, and I'm really pumped about, again, speaking in London and Paris tomorrow. Prosperity UK is the name of the event. It's being hosted in Windsor. There is still time to register, so if you're out that way, would love to meet and connect with you. It's always great to put a name to a face. I love social media, but I love more so connecting in person. So anyway, if I can help you in any way possible, just let me know. Tag a friend you know that could benefit from this, and I will see you on the next video. Talk soon, guys. Ciao.